Yeah, welcome back to Lincoln Courts Volume 28, the first hip-hop rhythmic mini-series. Nothing that I say is true. Nothing that I say is true, but let me tell you something that I saw that wasn't true about a nigga named Leonard G and Sonny T was his boy, and all they wanted to do was get a lot of jewelry and sell it and buy a lot of toys. And no boy, they got a lot of jewelry and they would sell a lot of jewelry so they could get a lot of toys, and they just had fun selling jewelry, and the jewelry that they sold, niggas never told. Niggas never told, cause the jewelry that they got will be clean. And I ain't gonna tell you how they got it, cause I ain't gonna do that to them, because I ain't gonna harm their self-esteem. But I'ma say them niggas was slick. They were going any place and they would do their magnet tricks, and voila, next thing you know they got the whole shit, and they bringing it to the hood and they roll it out and they say, do you want the roller or do you want the thing that go around your neck, or do you want the grill for your mouth? All you had to do was pay, and they would just go and buy a whip. Then they would get it butterball painted and the gloss would be so drip. The drip was be so sip, it was be so slick. All you wanna do was sit on the hood, but if you sit on the hood you would slip. And you would fall on your ass and you would land in the grass, and niggas would just laugh. And don't fret, this was when we was teenagers. This shit was way back in the past. The statutory shit is over with, and the shit was just so long ago. But I could just think about the shit like it wasn't that long ago, like it was yesterday. And the yesterday just made me smile, because niggas was in the Lincoln Courts with their chains on and they grills in their mouth, smiling like wow. Speaking of wow, when speaking of Lincoln Courts, let me get it straight. This ain't no motherfucking volleyball court, and we ain't talking about no Lincoln Court projects in no other state. We only talking about Cincinnati, Ohio. And what happened to every nigga in Lincoln Courts was they fate. So no disrespect, but that's what we did in the natty end. That's right, we only talking about the Lincoln Courts in Cincinnati. So we ain't talking about no piggybacking in your caddy. So we only talking about what we did. Us walking down the middle, leaning on the pole with the light out, because somebody shot it out.
Who did that?
And I ain't gonna say his name, but he had
what he had?
Motherfucking great aim. And he never stitched, so he never snitched. And he had a great name because his name was solid. All he did was hustle every day to eat some that was solid, and drink some liquids and make some money so he could be lit. And speaking of liquid, let me tell you the story about when EW was with Leonard G and Sonny T, and they went shopping. They went to the Chings and they went shopping, and they got a whole lot of things. And EW put out a bankroll. He was buying coats, he was buying a whole lot of things. He was buying sweatsuits. He had a lot of bankroll that he was spending, and Leonard who? G would spend nothing, and he would have the same thing as EW would have. It was like, how did you do that? We went in with the same, and you came out with more than me, but you ain't spend no money. The shoebox game with the thing, and I can't tell you how it worked. The way that it worked is when he walked out the store, he would tear a motherfucking hole in the store's frame. Nigga had more gear and jewelry than niggas that sold cocaine, and he just constantly was consistently on his hustle, and that's how he got his name. Yeah, back in the day, these niggas, man, Leonard G and Sonny T, them niggas stayed geared up, you know what I'm saying? They stayed fly. They had a lot of shit, and they would always be kicking it at Disco 2000. Out of all the clubs in the city, they'd go over to Jello's sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Jello's was across the water, you know what I'm saying, the KY. But majority of the times you will see them in the hood at Disco 2000. Sometimes they'll be at Skippers, and what?
And what?
Sometimes they'll be at Skippers, and what?
And what?